Hello, everyone. So I want to apologize in advance. I'm going to have to speak really loudly today, I think. Please shout out if you can't hear what I'm saying, because sometimes when I'm trying to have us practice together, my voice is all soft and smooth, and this may not work today. So it's a little loud and jarring. You'll understand why, but just feel free to shout out. This is in fact a shout out kind of day. It is the first of our reviews. Thanks for the little dance, the folks who were shouting out. It's very good. We finished last time the introduction to the last move or moves in the first section when we practiced the first section. So we're going to do the whole thing as we start today, and then we can review that last move and go over it and review anything else that you want. And I have some ideas of things to review as well. So we won't run out. There's lots to review. We could be reviewing for a while. So anyway, let's get started. Let's actually do everything we know. This is going to be the challenge. I am going to be way back there. And the reason I'm going to be way back there to start is I think I can do it without having to stop and move backwards, right? To just do the whole first section. You probably can't, so I'm going to go a little slowly, but feel free to also say, hey, wait, I'm not there yet, right? Whatever you want to do. It's your class. All right, let's go. Let's start and prepare. Opening. Left ward off. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Right brush knee and push. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Step up. Parry. Block. And punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. All right. How'd that feel?
As always, requires more practice, but
Very true. Well, let's do this. Let's actually do it one more time right now, right? Because the first time, I don't know about you, but the first time always feels more rusty, right? You're not remembering what you're doing. And while you're doing it, if you hit that same snag again, see if you can say, oh, this is my snag, right? And then ask me that. All right. So let's do that. Prepare. Opening. Left ward off. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand, strum salute. Left brush knee and push. Right, brush knee and push. Left, brush knee and push. Hand, strums the lute. Left, brush knee and push. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Closing. Finish. All right, felt a little better, right? So where are those stumbling points?
for me, it's still toward the end, the parts I've practiced the least. So
Got it. Got it. The very end, or parry, block, and punch to the end, or
I'm still not super like comfy with the right brush knee thing and everything like beyond that. There are parts of it like the parry, block, and punch I think is fine, but you know, it just gets a little, that's where it starts to get erratic.
right. That's where you want more practice.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And I'm seeing other folks feel the same way. Lynn, did you have thoughts?
Yeah, I have too many thoughts. This is, I think, beginning to be my problem. So when I was reviewing this week, I kept thinking, okay, I have my body starting to move, but my brain is a monkey. And I've done like meditation, and all that. So I know about like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing inside my head, because, it's easy to start going, oh, this feels really good, I'm doing this correctly. And then like totally blow it after that. So we haven't talked about what's going on up here while we're doing this. And I know it's really part of the class, but what is going on in here?
So it all depends on what you're doing, what your intention is. So what Master Yang would say, which is a tradition in his family, actually it was his grandfather who said this, but he echoes it, is that they were like, practice the long form 3 times in a row, which is like basically almost an hour and a half, right? Okay, and that's not counting whatever other Tai Chi you do, but these are masters, right? But this was their advice to their serious students. And what they said is, the first time, just do it. Just do it and sort of let it, try to do whatever it is you're trying to do, but just get through it. The second time, sort of, you could focus on whatever it is you want to focus about really doing, right? And the third time you go through it, just enjoy it, relish it. Okay, so you folks are in your first section. Relishing the movements, because is not necessarily where you're at, because you're still trying to figure out, do I step out with this foot or that foot, or do I turn or whatever? So what usually happens at this stage is folks are hearing something in their head. They're either hearing my voice telling you what to do, or they're hearing oh, no, I don't want to do that, I want to do this instead, right? Or something else, right? The chances are they're not just flowing to the music or something, like putting music on, telling your favorite speaker to play some music and just doing Tai Chi. That's probably not where you're at this point. So again, it depends upon your intention. When I do the form, I just do it, or parts of it, I just do it. And then I usually focus on, and you can tell this from my teaching, because that's sort of where I am right now. I focus on, what do I know about how this relates to the martial aspect, and how does that inform what I'm doing? So when I do parry, block, and punch, I actually think of, like, if somebody, not a real fight or something, right? But just if something was coming at me, oh, I'm gonna connect with it here. And then, oh, I'm connecting with it here. And that actually unifies my body. Just because it's an easier thought, then this arm is moving this way and this foot is moving this way, and all of that. So I try to share those things with you if they would help. And then I actually take that advice, and from Master Yang's grandfather, Yang Zhenyu, is to just enjoy it the last time. But for me, enjoying it also ends up sort of feeling that power at those various points, like where I might be connecting. So I think it changes and evolves as you go through. And there are times when I just completely zone out. And what I like to tell people is, if that happens to you, it's a really nice sign too. Or if it happens to you that you're doing something, I think I told somebody in the class that you went into a different move, or maybe it was in a different class, but you were doing something and then all of a sudden your body was doing a different move. This is actually a good sign. It doesn't mean you've lost focus. It means that you're learning that you could do it different, that it's very related. It's related to the next move, right? So I don't think you can do anything wrong at this point, except if it makes you not want to practice it, or it's getting frustrating, or you're getting exhausted. You need to stop. Not stop forever, but stop on that day, right? It's not doing anything. So it will change your body if you do it over time. It will change your mind. I mean, not so you won't know what you want, like we say in English, to change your mind, but it will bring you be peace and focus. And the last there are 10 essentials, and the last essential is to seek quiescence. And that is even in the very center of a martial situation. That you just can almost stand above it all and be in it so thoroughly, and yet above it all, that you can change the system you're working in with you and your opponent. If you were really doing it that way. I have not had that opportunity, so I can't speak to that. So that's my answer, really.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful. Thanks.
I don't know if it is, but that's where
it is. I can just
It is.
stop judging the monologue that's going on right now.
Don't judge the monologue. You'll read something that says that monkey brain, that whatever, get rid of that monkey, forget it, right? You don't need that right now. You're learning the form. Part of what you're doing is you're going to need something in your head that helps guide you through it and keep you going right now. So it's good.
I appreciate the question. And I appreciate your explanation because I think the physical aspect is really fun and interesting, but I like that there's a mental aspect to it too. So it's fun to talk about. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's all right. So towards the end, we're very interested in doing that. So maybe we'll work on that today, and we want to review the last move that we did, make sure that we get that done, because for some of you haven't done much of that. What else? Anything else you want to do today? Okay. Know that except for strum salute, I think I've said this before, every movement, with some modifications, but every movement in this first section is included in the rest of the form. So as we move forward, we'll be revisiting. So there's no issue on that. So I'm going to suggest actually that we do from let's see, we do from the left brush knee right before the right brush knee, and we go in the other direction. So I'll get you, and then we continue from there. Know that when you get to the very end and we do cross hands, you're going to be not having me to look at. So don't worry if you can't do it, that's fine, right? Don't worry when you get there. So we're gonna come here, and let's see. The left brush knee is coming out of strums the lute. So this would be a left empty stance, and we've strummed the lute. Nice. All right, and a left brush knee, weight going back, swing, step, polish the table, strike. Right brush knee, left arm coming up, and both arms to center. Stand in the corner and swing step, polish the table, strike. Left brush knee, coming up, coming to center, stand on that right foot, swing step, polish the table, and strike. Carry block, oh, sorry. And strum salute. And one more left brush knee. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Starting just like right brush knee, but now we circle down. One line, two sides with that step. And stand on that right foot. Turn, block, and punch. A parent closing up. Little turn to the left, right arm out, and then they cross, open that right arm, coming back, turning, ready to push, and push. Now you're going to be turning away from me probably. And cross hands. Starting to bring your weight to center, shifting back. Make that triangle with that right arm and draw that rainbow chop. And then bring those arms down. Crossing right behind left initially when they're down, and then you come up right in front of left. Now, just because that was new, so before we get there, that's you folks made it. I'm very impressed. Well, several of you looking over your shoulders to make sure that was fine. So we're going to do that last move and those last two moves from the right direction where you can see more of what's going on. But are there questions on any of that part besides the last two, those last two moves? Okay, then let's do a parent closing up. So after parry, block, and punch, and actually get here, that's probably good. Here, we have punched. Our chest is forward, it's square, and our left hand, our palm is sitting, and it's right in front of what? The middle forearm, right? And so here we are when we start. We turn a little to the left, that left hand flattens and that right hand gives way. Somebody's pulling on us. We rotate both forearms and cross them, open at the very end. And we cross them by turning back to center. Now, shifting back. Now, are you still pointed sort of forward with your upper body when you shifted back? And are your right fingers, your right hand fingers, pointing towards your middle forearm? Is your chest, even though you're looking forward, is your chest sort of looking towards the corner? Right? That's where you want it. And now we're going to turn back to center, staying back and get into push, push up the diagonal. So let's practice that one more time. A parent closing up. Little turn to the left, give way. Rotate and turn back, cross arms, open the right hand, come back. See that standing ward off here on that left arm. Then turn back, get ready to push. Those arms are rotating to do that, and push as you move forward. One more time for that so we can practice that, and give way, turn back, cross arms, open, coming back, standing ward off with the left hand, turning and push. Everybody got that one? You okay? Okay, good. Here we are in push. We're going to do cross hands now from this direction. We come back towards center and what? See that? Now my elbow doesn't go up, my shoulder doesn't go up, but my arm turns a little. Do you see the arm turning a little? This right arm turning a little. Make the triangle and that left foot's going to point to the wall as you come over and you're going to chop. Imagine chopping. You don't stop here. Imagine chopping. Your weight is mostly on your right foot at this moment. Now, push with the ball of your foot as these arms go through. Now, drop those elbows. Loosen those elbows so that your hands can turn palm back as you shift your weight and bring that foot into touch. Shift your weight as your arms cross. At this point, when your arms are down, low, your right arm is closest to your body. Lift your right arm up, still keeping them crossed, and you'll find that your right arm is in front of your body. That's cross hands, a double ward off. Let's do that again. So let's see. Here we are. Looking like we're in the push from grasp the bird's tail, but the other foot, the left foot, is forward. Shifting back, make that triangle, and we're not going to stop this time. Stop. You've also pivoted that left foot. Shift your weight back. Arms circling, foot in. Come back to center and your arms up. Let's do it again. Left foot forward, in, push. Shift back, make a triangle and stop. Shifting to the side, arms circling, palms going back, weights all the way over, just about as your arms are hanging straight down. That's when this toe touches. Now, arms are crossing at the bottom as you come over and as you come up. Let's try again. I'm going to let's do it a little faster. And let's see here. Here we go. Shifting back and stop. Move left. Touch down. Arms cross and come up. Nice. One more time, I want to make sure whatever height, don't do this. Let's see. Oops, here we go. Don't do this. Watch what happens to my knee. This leg goes straight. If this leg goes straight, when I come in, both legs will be straight. Right? We don't want straight legs. We want bent legs. Now you may be bent all the way down here, or you may be just barely bent, but whatever bend you normally have in your legs, keep it. Okay? So let's try that one. Here. Go. And make the triangle. Chop. Shift back. Circling your arms, bringing your foot in, shift your weight to center. Are your knees normally bent? Did your right arm end up on the outside when it started on the inside? Isn't that weird? The right arm starts on the inside, and as you come up, it's on the outside. I just blew my mind. It's like, are we pretzels or something? I just thought when I first was exposed to that's there. How are we feeling about both of these moves? We're okay? Or Lynn, you've got a little bit of a.
You know, what's really helpful is the videos that you put out too, because it's one thing to do it in class, but then you can just rewind and just like do over and over and over and listen to the fine points of where my body. And so that's really helpful too, in addition to. So every time you do a live description that's really detailed, it's really helpful because I can listen to it again, and it's a real great guide for practice. So
One of the reasons it's nice to know that you look at it. Sometimes people look at them, sometimes people don't. But this is the reason why I take the extra time to do that, because hopefully somebody will need it. Somebody will say, but I'm not sure if this or this. I know she said that somewhere, and then you can find it. Yeah, it looks really weird on the video though, because there's all this stopping and talking, which is kind of strange, but yeah. It's there. All right, so let us put that. We had a request for working on the last. Okay, hang on. I'm getting a message from Zoom. They just would prefer me to reclaim host. There we go. They're like, do you know you still have this other person's host? All right. And thank you, Erlyn, for doing that for me when I was having technical problems. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's go through parry, block, and punch, and then through that just to get some practice. And then we'll go, let's just do some practice with that right brush knee that everybody really wants some practice with. And AJ, I know you came late. Let me know what you would like to work on as well. So let's see. Let's do it from, we're going to do parry, block, and punch. So it's done in this direction. We'll do it in both directions. It's done in this direction. So coming out of a brush knee, your left foot is forward. Into parry, block, and punch. Left arm rises. You rotate that left arm and go stand in the corner. As your arms are circling down, you make a fist. You might just look at this for the moment. Notice that my right arm, you can, I know you're away, but just for the moment, notice that my right arm is just below chest level and it is level to the floor at this moment. It is as if I opened my fingers and they would point, just like in a brush knee, right? So just wanted to point that out. So then we stand on that right foot, one line, two sides, turn, block, root with the left foot, and turn back, punching. So let's actually just do that again without stopping. Parry, block, and punch. Left foot forward, just coming out of a left brush knee. Left arm rises, arms come to center. Arms circling down. One line, two sides with that foot. Stand on the right foot and turn, block. Punch, apparent closing up. Give way. Rotate and come back. Your arms are crossed. Open that right hand. As we start to move back, make that triangle, then chop to the corner As we move our weight back, our arms are circling. Moving back to center, they cross and come up. I want to be really clear. They cross and come up. You're not crossing coming up, right? They cross and come up. Just so you can see that. We good?
Sorry, I want to make sure I understand. So it's two distinct moves, like a pause between, like cross, then come
No,
up.
there's no pause.
Okay.
No pause. It's but you don't do this.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
don't you don't start up before they're crossed.
Okay.
You cross. I mean, to some extent, they have to be up a little bit, right? You're not gonna go like this, right? But what I don't want you to do is this. You know, it's like
Cool. I get it. Thank you.
don't shortcut. Right? No shortcuts. All right. All right. So how are we feeling about cross hands? It's okay. Okay. There'll be practice, but some of that practice will only come because we're practicing it. So feel free to. For a while, we'll be practicing at least the end of the first section before we do the second section. Eventually, we won't be doing it. We'll just be practicing what we know the second section. It'll be there for a while as we move forward. All right, so some right brush knee. And AJ, what would you like to work on? Anything in particular from the first section? Okay, you're fine. Or you're thinking.
Yeah, fine. Yes.
Okay, all right, you're fine. All right, well, let me know if there's anything that's not feeling right to you. All right, one of the best ways to do this is to just do left, right, left, right, left, right. And we've done it successfully this way before, right? And then you can choose. You can either do it mirroring me or not, right? So that's so you could put whichever foot forward you want to put forward this moment, right? You want to mirror me, you'll be getting ready to do a right brush knee if you're mirroring me. And that looks like what most people are doing. All right. We're coming up, coming to center, that right foot goes out. In this case, the left foot goes out. Here we go. Polish the table and strike. Then another brush knee on the other side. This one should feel more comfortable. Or no. Yeah. And then if you have room, do another one or move back and do another one. All right, let's do it again. And I will also have an opportunity to see. I've got the same issue. I'm so used to doing my left brush knees. There we go. All right. All right, here's a right brush knee. I'm going to try to watch you folks as we go up to the center, swing, step, polish the table, and strike. Okay, let's go back again and get this. Okay. This should be, is that right? That's what we were doing, right? Yes. Okay, so coming up, coming to center, foot goes out. Everybody got that? All right. And And stand in the corner. Notice where my hands end up at this point, because you're just there. Nice, nice, nice. And swing, step. I think everybody's got this. Are your fingers pointed towards your middle forearm? Is your body to the corner? Yes, yes, yes. I see that in everybody. All right, now your heel is rooted. As you come forward, this back hand needs to come all the way into your shoulder level as you polish the table at chest level. You got this one? You still haven't turned much your upper body. Then bend your knee and it comes down. And you shoot that out. Nice. Nice. All right, so we're going to go back and do that again. So let's see, we're here. Left arm rises. They come together. Okay, now, just see this. It's like, yes, yes. You're sort of on either side of the center line. Okay. So, see, this way I can see. Oh, let's see. We're like this. All right, like this. Coming up. Coming in. Stand in the corner and turn. Swing, step. Moving forward, polish the table. Is your left hand coming all the way to your shoulder? Have you not fully turned yet? Then bend that knee, finish that upper body turn. Nice. Look down. Are you in a bow step? Or are you not shoulder width apart? Just make sure you're shoulder width apart. Let's do it again. Coming up, coming to center, stand in the corner, swing, step out for a bow step. It's further to the left than, further to the right than you think. Move forward, both arms moving. Nice, polish that table, reach way out and turn. Striking hand will look like, it's the same hand, but it's sort of cocked. Nice, nice. Right, imagine you were hitting with this part. Right? That's what you're imagining. Okay, let's do it again. Here. I'm going to come a little closer so you can see everything better. Coming up. Stand in the corner. Swing, step. Nice bow step. Good. Polish the table. Are you here? Here, all the way here. You could get your suspenders or other straps. Yeah. Should be right here. And turn. Bend knee. Now we're going to smooth it out. So, from here, up, center and pivot. And swing, step, polish table, keep moving forward, and strike. Much better. Okay, let's do it again. Coming up, coming together, swing, step, polish the table, strike. Okay, now you're going to throw a ball just for kicks. Those of you who don't find this not useful, we'll just do it once. Somebody else may do it again some other time. So here we are. Come up, I want you to take a ball in your right hand this time. Hold a ball. You're gonna let that ball go back. You got that ball in your left hand. You're gonna throw it. Feel that ball and throw it when you turn your body. We'll just do that one more time, because that's what you're doing. Let's see, here we go. Coming up. Turning is now hold the ball. Feel that ball. Go ahead and feel that ball. Feel that ball. Feel that ball. Come through and throw it. So it doesn't have to look like a strike. You're throwing a ball, but this is, you know, you throw a ball, it looks like that. You throw the strike, it looks very similar. Okay? So if you really, for those of you who have thrown balls or watch people throw balls, it's like that. You oftentimes do it this way. Maybe you weren't the softball player or the football player or the whatever, you know, but remember that. Are we feeling a little more comfortable with right brush knee? Yeah, it just doesn't get practiced anywhere near enough. The left brush knee is going to always feel easier. Eventually, it's been years now, and it's only now that my right brush knee feels as good as my left. Okay, so if it feels weird, it's there. Anything else that you had on your list? Okay, I'm going to take that up. Oh, Erlyn, do you have something?
I'm just thinking now about final hand positions for certain moves like push and then this. So I was mistaken that I have a leading edge with the strike. I thought I was striking here. So I'm push is from here.
A whole palm.
Okay.
It's a whole palm, but indeed, when I imagine it, most of our pushes are not like pushing down, even though a lot of people will say Tai Chi does that. Our pushes are uprooting somebody and pushing them up. That's why we're going up the diagonal, right? So you should imagine you're trying to get the cart, I won't say the car, I'll say the cart, out of the mud. You know, you're trying to get it pushed, and it's the push tends to be with your palm. Other pushes exist in other places like here. Again, it's your whole palm, right? We go up at the beginning and we push down. It's your whole palm. The contact point, that's really all I was talking about, is the contact point. When we strike, it's the heel edge. I mean, it could, I guess, be here also, but I mean, it could be over here, but it's here. It's here.
Okay, thank you.
And other people who do martial art, I don't actually do this kind of martial arts. I did grappling martial arts, so I'm out of my depth to give you tips on exactly where that is, but it makes sense, and that's why that hand. Another tip: your hand position is always. I mean, your hand position is always where it needs to be before you generate the energy, and the generated energy goes in a straight line. Other things are in circles. So, for example, here's this beautiful circle back here. Here's this beautiful circling here. Right here, my hand is exactly where it wants to be. Exactly where it wants to be. And when I turn, my body like this, my arm just throws, I did not move this arm. It was thrown out by the turning of my torso and my moving my torso forward. Okay, I did not use strength to do this. I used my legs and turning to whip it out. Okay, so here you are set for push. You are set. You've stored your energy, and then it goes straight up. When you're getting ready, it came in as a circle, didn't it? But it goes up straight. Okay.
Yeah, that's helpful, because I maybe was moving my hands a bit too much as I was going through the actual thing. So,
There are exceptions to this rule.
or
So parry, block, and punch. Since we're here in parry, block, and punch, right? Where is this? It's here, right? You're stored, right? You're stored right here. You stored it right down here, and you're turned. You're going to throw it out. It's the same whipping motion, but you're also going to turn it.
Mhm.
But it's a very easy turn, and it's not really, it's sort of letting it go into the direction it needs to go. But if you weren't holding it here and then doing this, that feels really weird. It's like, I'm not sure what the biomechanics are, but this doesn't feel like I have to turn it. It feels like it just turns when I whip it out. Like there's something about it that is going to turn it. So that's the right position for it to be in. So there is only this hand position, only the, Nancy calls them the fair lady hands, this is the palms, but they can be in this kind of standing palm push position, right? Notice the circle, right? They could be like this. We've seen this here, right? Remember that? Right word off. See? So we can be here. Now watch. It's the same curve. This is the end of push. So this is cool stuff, huh? Watch this. Take this one. Keep your shoulder down and come up here. This is a white crane. It's the same hand. It's a sitting palm, like a push palm. It's this curve brought up here. That's very cool. When in doubt, go back to push, or go back to, we didn't do much of this to hug a tree. Yeah, a lot of your positions are right there, right? Take this arm and let it come over. Only now you're going to sit it this way. See, you always want an arc. There's always an arc in our body shape. Circles have a certain amount of strength and springiness, and angles don't. If you have a very angled body and somebody pushes on it, you can't be a spring in the same way you can if you have this circular body. So we train our bodies to just naturally take circles. So this is the way the palms look, the hands look. But how we seat, we oftentimes seat like parry, block, and punch, right? We connect this way. First time we're coming down and making, but notice this, when we first come down, parry, block, and punch, and we're making that fist, look at that. And you know what? That tightens this area down here. And by tightening this area down here, when you connect with somebody, you're not going to be wishy-washy about it. You're just going to connect. And then look what happens. You come down, you come across, and then right at this moment, when you go back the other way, because you know how it goes back the other way, look. It goes this way and it tightens this part. Okay, so when you look at the tape, again, the video, you'll see, you should see these things happening, but it's all to change the point of connection with your opponent. Oh my goodness, I looked at the time and we are basically at the end of class. So this is what happens in reviews, right? People have questions and you get to chatting about what the answers are. But good question, very good question, because if you start, you know, I'll just take a moment to say, when you learn any new thing, eventually you go, oh, we always do that the same way, or that's a variation. It turns out that all these pushes down, we have them in brush knee, we have them at the very beginning, we have them in, you know, white, we have them all over the place. It's the same arm. And look at it. It's a push arm. That's the same arm, right? So thank you for asking about hand position. That's a good thing. All right, we practiced twice at the beginning and we practiced little bits. And next time we practice a lot. Next time I also want to look at grass the bird's tail and do a little refinement there for folks. It's been a while since we revisited it. All right. Thank you.